When September 6, 1994 arrives, no one else can become saved. The end has come. And now we have no option. We can't say maybe, it's possible, it looks very probable. No way. We have to say that this is what the Bible teaches. This is fact. May 21, 2011 is the day of the rapture. It is the day that Judgment Day begins. Thus, we must realize that October 21, 2011 will be the final day of this Earth's existence. Harold Camping. Good evening, everybody. Said I would do this video, so I'm doing this video. Oh, shoot. I forgot to update my scripts for the timing thing. Fudge. I'll do it tomorrow. Anyway, I've been under the weather here. So if my throat is a little scratchy and I cough a lot, sorry in advance. Okay, so let's do the usual bit. Donations, if you wish to leave a donation, you can do so via Bitcoin or Vertcoin. I've had $0 since the 14 months I've had this donation address up, and the 3 transactions that I have had is the 2 that I've taken out of my Patreon, which I gave to Susie Dawson when she needed it, and for Vertcoin, there's nothing there. I prefer cryptocurrency, even though it goes up and down, whatever. Just that I don't have to disclose. I don't have to disclose it. It's already disclosed right here. All the transactions made. Of course, you don't get to see the details. If you do donate via Google Super Chat, just know that they do take a big chunk out of it, but thank you anyways. And for those who wish to donate via PayPal.me, that's less of a chunk that they take out. And just let me know if you would like to have your name not shown or shown when I disclose on the first video of the month of all the donations accumulated through PayPal and Google Super Chat, which I show on the screen. You can see it. I've done in the past. PayPal.me was set up September 22nd, 2019. So when I show all the donations up until then, that's why. For Google Super Chat, you'll see just the entirety. If you don't have any money to donate, you can prove the globe Earth and get $15,000 from Zen Garcia. Then maybe you can donate a 10% finder's fee to me. Other things regarding all this, I do this totally for free. You can always come on in and talk to me or talk to others. The Zoom meeting is always in there. You'll go into a waiting room and I'll usually let you in. You'll introduce yourself. I'll say hi. Most of the time, if I'm presenting something like I am now, I'll ask that you mute yourself unless I ask you a question, see what your thoughts are on it. If it becomes a problem, I'll probably just kick you out and into the waiting room until I'm done, and then get you back in. Usually it's not a problem. Again, all my stuff is free. You'll find my full material in every live stream on every channel. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't get anything special for any type of monthly payment or whatever. Everything is always out there. There may be times where, say, YouTube stops my live streaming. It's happened quite often. If they don't allow me back into it or they terminate me, I'll probably upload stuff to YouTube channel, my backup channel, or my backup channel. And you can see the full video on blockchains or other type of outlets. And I'll provide the links to those in those videos that I leave on YouTube where there's just a snippet. But again, everything is free and full. Hi, Eagle Plane Anchor. How's it going? Flat Earth People Finder. Join the Flat Earth People Finder at zoomtruth.com. Get involved. It's going to start growing. It's if you are a flat earther, just try to get this out there. Get people working together, flat earthers working together, building something. Just kind of, just have one goal. Whether we're gonna find out who the trolls are, the shills, the whatever, on our way. That's fine, but it's really we won't know till that happens. Otherwise, let's just keep going. Trust someone till you can't trust them no more. All right, so on to the topic at hand. I've had multiple videos, just two really. One was just the day before, because there's just a lot more videos that were coming out. It's like something's gonna happen in Seattle on 11/3, and there's predictive programming involved from all these movies and TV shows and all this numerology showing up, and therefore Seattle is going to have a false flag attack just like 9/11 in 2019. It's like, nah. Well, 3 people didn't like that, and then I live streamed the Nothing Burger CTTV live stream. And of course nothing happened, so it was a Nothing Burger. Others did so as well, and we're gonna go through a lot of these. So Infinite Plane Society did a lot on 11/3, no flags on flat Earth, and let's see all the videos leading up to it and past it. So did we save Seattle 11/3 3 days ago? Okay, so one of the things I was saying in my previous videos, there's going to be anonymous people. You don't know their faces. You don't know their names. And all of this started off by an anonymous person. You don't know their names. You don't know you might know one of the faces, which we'll get to. But yeah, and then so they make a false prediction. Prediction doesn't happen. They go, you know what? All of our stuff, because we were monitoring it, we saved Seattle. You see this quite often. So yeah, playing a lot of people for fools. So yeah, a lot of stuff going into it from the Infinite Plane Radio about Seattle and New Yorker. Just basically everything heading towards 11/3. Afterwards, 5 hours ago, oh, what happened? Should we talk about what happened? I mean, did what, a dozen videos prior to 11/3, and then after there's not one. So it's like, what we messed up on, maybe, type of thing. Nope, not gonna happen. They're not gonna do that. Coachman Willie, and I talked about him. He was one of the ones who made a lot of the content from it as well. There's someone else, but I'm not looking into it. And I just kind of, you can see his face there. I don't know his name. I don't know if anyone does. But he just made a lot of food videos 4 years ago. And it was like a month per food video. And then it died off. I mean, I don't know why he stopped. He was getting thousands of views. I mean, with that type of views, you can make a good amount of money off of YouTube, where they won't silence you. It's not going to silence people who make food videos. And then all of a sudden, 4 months ago, everything was just on Seattle. The Seattle 11/3, 113, 311, all of that stuff. And pretty much nonstop. And got thousands of views. Just a lot of views. Thousands. And now nothing. 1 week ago, and then disappears. Interesting. Impact Vlogs had actually done videos on it. He did one video at least, warning of 11/3, and it's still around. And he does a lot of videos. 11/3, beware. There's a nuke coming. Predictive programming. I don't know how much more he did besides that, because he does a lot of videos. And then afterwards, after what happened, Nope, silent. It's like, well, okay. Russian vids. He also did a lot as well. Yeah, I already got him there. He did live stream on that day. A lot of flat Earth stuff. Maybe a day before. Let's see. I don't really watch a lot of these, so I don't know exactly. Let's see. Predictive programming 923. So I guess he didn't do too much. That's good. I guess. Let's see. Now, Tim Truth did a lot. He had one video where you can't access. It's private. The reason I know is you look at the KNL5V9N81L8, and you do. And the reason why I know what it was is I had bookmarks, and it was November 3rd, Seattle, New York. Watch. Let's stop World War III. So when I opened that, it got me here. So I was like, huh, I bookmarked it. What was it? And so I just did a Google search, November 3rd, Seattle, New York, watch, let's stop World War III. 3 days ago, uploaded by Tim Truth, but now it's unavailable. It's private. He was one of the ones who was live streaming on that day, again, with the CCTV feeds, and got good amount of views for 6.97K subscribers. Well, this was the day before. The actual day of it, he got a lot more. Let's see. Oh, he took it down. Did he? No, I don't know. No, it's still up because I think that was the amount. Maybe he did double stream. Okay. Yeah. And let's see. Afterwards, nope, nothing on what happened on November 3rd. That dedicated video. So what happened? No more news. 117,000 subscriptions. He did do one a month ago. 129,000 views. Didn't do much afterwards. He didn't do much before, and he didn't do one afterwards. He's pretty quiet on it. Hacking the headlines, 167,000 subscribers. She's one of the ones that I think lies quite a lot. Says she doesn't put out these scaremongering, fear porn type videos, but she does. People will still follow her and watch her. I mean, look at this one. Prepare for something big to go down in Seattle soon, October 13th, 2019. At least she made a video before, afterwards, which was today, yesterday maybe. 11/3 came and went, nothing happened. And another one, thousands are going to die. Another fear thing. Yeah, it's prevalent in the truther community. She said she appeared a couple times on live streams and she stopped because of trolls making fun of her, saying she was drinking wine from a wine glass when she said it was water. And after that, yeah, it's no longer worth it for her to show her face. I don't know what her name is. Doesn't even matter. Yeah. So that's that. Let's see. Seattle 11/3. Marty Leeds did one, huh? Marty Leeds. I guess no more. Because he took his live streaming down. I think he just does everything on his website, and that's that. Okay, so let's see. Seattle 11/3. There's a lot. Seattle Theory, J Remake. Alright, there's playlist, multiplex, predictive programming, truth. There's just a lot going on as far as the coverage on it. I had at least on the CCTV live stream, 2,000 views on it. And besides from the intro and the setting up on it, and I didn't really have any live commentary. All I did was just show the CCTV feed off of Seattle. I picked a couple, had it live streamed, picked different ones, left it at that, and that was it. 2,000 people. I got 2 people watching live right now. That's probably just me and my second computer that's live streaming off of it. People will keep falling for it. It's like I've got the Harold Camping quotes, right? And Harold Camping, if you didn't know, was evangelical. There's here's one on USA Today, May 21st, 2011. Harold Camping, a then 89-year-old televangelist and former president of the Family Radio Network, predicted the rapture world end the world with series of worldwide earthquakes hitting at 6 p.m. People believed him. Some quit their jobs and nervously huddled in their home, awaiting their moment with God. The day of judgment didn't come, so he pushed the date back to October 21. Then he stopped making predictions. Camping lived a long life and died at 92. And nothing happened with this guy. He died with a net worth of $75 million. It's like people just gave him money. They believed in him. All because religion. And his quotes, which is in quote of the day in the beginning. Oh, now I got one person watching, and now I got 0. Wow. All right. So yeah, he started back in sometime 1994. When September 6, 1994 arrives, no one else can become saved. The end has come. Well, that didn't happen. Yet he must have just got a lot more followers, and still, he predicted May 21st, 2011 is the day of the rapture. It is what the Bible teaches. This is fact. Later on, he says, thus we must realize that October 21, 2011 will be the final day of this Earth's existence. Nope. Probably took a lot of hits. People go, well, I got nothing left because I gave it all away because I thought I was going to be raptured. Well, that didn't happen. So, well, I really can't give any more money to Harold Camping because he has all of it. Oh, man. And this isn't the first time that truthers or flat earthers got played. One of the things that I will say is remember that there are no forests on flat earth. Remember that one? Was that by New Earth? Again, an anonymous person, someone you don't know their name, you don't know what they look like, and yet people follow them. And New Earth had also started the 102K subscribers. She also started the whole Tartaria thing, right? And now we've got a lot of people who are truthers following the whole Tartaria narrative. And while that sounds all nice and well and good and cool and whatnot, and there's just really nothing there. There's nothing there. It's a good story, though. Now, there are no forests on flat Earth now. Everyone with IFL Science, Atlantic, QZ.com, Inverse, AV Club, so many things. Like, look at all the ridiculous things flat earthers believe. They think that there are no forests on flat Earth, that mountains were just big trees. Yeah. So another hit for the flat Earth community, huh? I don't know who originated it. I mean, as far as I remember, it was New Earth. Gosh, I can't remember. Let's see. I wish they have like a little time tracker. Yeah, original video's gone. No one really knows anymore. It's scrub clean. They put it out there. They hid that. Like, yeah, that was the thing. That was it. Yeah, Grant Jarvis. No surprise. How's it going? So, yeah, it's just another thing. The video when I watched it had her voice. Let me see if it's the same voice now.
Wow. When you take this sacred plant extract.
Yeah, it was her voice. It was New Earth, at least. Let's see. Maybe she still has it. No one questions where she gets all her information. No one ever does. They just blindly follow. Let's see. New Earth, is that right? Can't find the original. But maybe we'll just play back because they have the playbacks, right? Alright, so we'll just listen to her voice. But YouTuber, yeah, I don't know what that is.
Carbon dioxide in ignorance become uncontrollable.
This is voiceover. It was in her voice. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Dang it. Maybe. They have the video. It got taken down. It was terminated. Man, where is it? Crimea. I really want to find it. There are no forests on flat Earth. Wake up. Maybe there's a Asian version that's out there. Anyways, it's again another thing to ridicule flat Earth. There's huge mountains. They're just huge trees. People were all up on it. It's like, the DITRH even did one on it. Yeah. Did he say anything before? No, he just mirrored it. It's like, what? Yeah, just did a different narration. I'm pretty sure it was New Earth. The way the video was originally narrated by. I am going to search now that I am on it. It's not like there's people watching. Oh, there's 6 people watching. Let's see. Do they have? Nope.
Repeats itself quite a bit, but my interesting video again.
Yep.
But that's all from me, guys. I didn't.
Let's see. A Russian man. They say it was created by a Russian man. Don't remember the Russian man. Not the voice. Who knows? I see so many videos.
Stream your choice of entertainment with Eagle.
Should I?
Beautiful stones, aren't they? Transforming.
Can't find it. Anyways, it would take a long time for someone to find the original.
Reading this chapter,
Oh, okay, so it was a male voice.
biologist divided this now.
Maybe I just couldn't remember very well. Anyways, don't know who that guy is. No one knows. No name, no face. Presents all this other stuff. Gets people on board. Yeah, I show force. Sorry, my throat's... I'm starting to get the phlegm thing. I'm not entirely out of this whatever thing I got. All right, so we've got the flat Earth. Now we got this. There are no force on flat Earth, and a lot of flat Earthers. DITRH does a it does a mirror of it. Doesn't provide any comments other than this. Then afterwards, nothing on it. It's like, really? I liked it. I give it a thumbs up because I would not have known that it was out there if it wasn't for DITRH. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty interesting. I like it. That's kind of fun. Just try to think of something totally crazy. But yeah. So that was there to further probably prevent people from looking into flat Earth, because then there's just another one to say, hey, look how crazy flat Earthers are. They don't believe in trees. They think that, well, which doesn't even make sense. There are no forests in flat Earth. Our mountains are just big trees. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Now you've got the 9/11, the second 9/11, which is 11/3 or 3/11. It's like they're interchangeable. Yet 9/11 was never 11/9. I mean, did anyone go back and find all the videos that were 11/9 and say, you know, it's because of the European calendar? You know, we put the day first, then the month, so therefore 11/9 is actually 9/11. That nonsense happened with 3/11 and 11/3. Who is this guy? Where's his stuff? Right. So you know, you see, they would just use interchangeable 3/11. Oh, 11/3. It's gonna happen on 11/3 because it was too late to use, I guess, 3/11. Maybe they did use March 11th and it didn't happen. And then so every other false flag or PSYOP or whatever that occurred, that people think, and has anyone done a backwards predictive programming search on all videos, movies, and TV shows to see if like say the Columbine shooting, or what was the one in New Hampshire, or Vermont, or whatever, you know, any of that stuff, or the Boston bombing? Did they find any of those numerologies and predictive programming stuff for those events? No, there's none, because either no one looked or it's not there. And they go, okay, so it only happens for the big ones. I would say no one knew 9/11 was going to happen, not in the truther community or in the troll community, or the anonymous troll community, which is pretty much pervasive throughout the internet. You would think people would stop believing in anonymous tips and anonymous people. You think they would learn, but it's just the Harold Camping effect. It's not like this person lost followers or lost money. He just gained more and more money until he had what, $75 million. I mean, you've got what does a freaking preacher have to do with $75 million? You still got people who are like asking for people for private jets. What was that? Crethro dollar or something? Crethro dollar. Creflo dollar. A pastor preaches after arrest for allegedly what? When was this? 2012. I guess I've been out of it, huh? Oh, he's another televangelist. How much is he worth? $27 million. Yeah, these pastors. People still follow him. They don't get that money from no one giving them money. They're gonna be charming. They're gonna be charismatic. They're gonna know how to talk. They're not gonna be like me. You're like, oh, I don't like the way that person talks. I'm gonna give him some money. No truth whatsoever. It sounds good. Makes you feel good. Money. Here's money. Private jet money. Someone tells you the truth. Oh, you're just boring, Ebon. You think you're telling the truth? No, you're just telling lies. Wait, who is that speaking? Some YouTuber, 0 videos with 160 something subscribers. Don't know their name, don't know their face, and people are going, "Hey, look at that guy telling Ebon off." He knows something. All these people who know something, they spend all their time in comments with just posts that are just, they could write a book, seriously. And then you go to their YouTube video, man, it's like, man, this person is knowledgeable. I would love to see what videos this guy makes. You go there, nothing. Wait. It's so important to write all these long commentaries on YouTube comments, and I go to your YouTube channel and you got nothing? What is going on here? Yeah, I know what's going on. Most people should know what's going on, but unfortunately, I don't think most people know what's going on. All right, so you've got the whole 311, 11.3. I don't even know what to call it anymore. Is basically the there are no forests of flat Earth for flat Earth. As 9/11, it's just to kind of get people who believe in the particular programming that 9/11 was a false flag and it was all coordinated by the Illuminati and stuff like that. And now people are going to look at the 9/11 truthers and go, man, wait, these same truthers, they're thinking Seattle was going to have a big false flag and it didn't happen. Whoa. Let's see if there's been any news on it, huh? Truth or fiction. Let's see. Maybe get rid of that. Maybe it doesn't matter. Well, they haven't done anything so far with it yet. 3. I guess they haven't compiled enough for it. Yeah, so far there's nothing yet. No major outlets have gone saying, hey, look, 11.3 didn't happen in 2019. All these people who believes in 9/11 as a false flag attack, now look, they believed in this. And this is funny because this article, I read it was before 9/11 or November 3rd. It was like on November 2nd. Oh no, this was even November 2nd. This is October 30th. It's like they already claimed it as disinfo. Kim LaCapria of trutherfiction.com already claimed it as a rumor and rating not true before November 3rd even showed up. Of course, it's just a 50-50 guess, I think. Let's see, what did this person say? That's really, really long-winded. I think. Okay, so in sum total, all evidence involved predictive programming clues found by retroactively cherry-picking popular media from the past 4 decades and nothing more. Yeah. Grant Jairus, Bible calls people who preach God's word for money. Prophets of Balaam, Old Testament prophet who sold the prophecies of God to highest bidder. Makes sense. There was one of the ancient Greeks who did the same thing. Can't quite remember that person's name. But also, that was also one of the Simon Magus also was purported to be one of those, but that was just a rumor. And instead, it was most likely one of the other. I can't remember. I listen to so many stuff and read so many stuff. It's starting to just all just kind of. I really need to empty my cup again, and start refreshed. I think that's why I've got so much purging I'm doing with this sickness. It's probably what it is. It's like start over. Let's see what we got. Because I mean, a lot of this stuff, while it doesn't really matter, it's almost it's like it's like trying to stop a waterfall with a thimble. You know, it's like this is impossible. How am I supposed to stop a waterfall with a thimble? But I feel like it's a trickle down thing too. It's like all the people with the cults and the charisma and the way of speaking and the Patreons and all this other stuff. People will eventually find me. I offer nothing except what I can find, what they can verify on their own by their own research. That's really it. And then we just go on from there. Finally, you guys just stopped. You just stopped being a cult follower. Good for you. Thank you. Good. You're just. I don't have to worry about you. Now I just gotta wait for the rest of the waterfall. At least I got my thimble of what I got. That's better than nothing, right? So don't know what to say. Really, it's just yeah, but you know, I think a lot of that stuff is backwards. I think Simon Magnus probably rebuked Peter for Peter doing the same thing. You know, it's kind of like the people that we know that are liars and hypocrites. They're the ones who are the ones doing the thing that they blame other people for. That person right there, the person you think is good, yeah, that person's the pedophile. And while they hop on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet. And the other person is probably clean. He's probably like the most honorable person. Public doesn't care. They go, oh, that person's important. And that person, yeah, we don't know anything about him. Everything's inverted. And upside down, backwards. That's what we find. And again, it really is... I know I shouldn't reveal such things, but I am. And I'll probably do a video on it because it's kind of also part of the documentary that I've been putting together. But basically, just think of it as not eyes wide open. Open Your Eyes, but which was made into Vanilla Sky. And you got the Seven Dwarves. The Seven Dwarves is just a big conspiracy theory. PSYOP. Spend all your time investigating it, you know, seeing if you could defeat them and all of that stuff, which is just superfluous, whatever that means. I just like the sound of that. And so you're just spending all this time on it, and you realize, no. There's more important things than just fighting the 7 dwarves. Who cares about the 7 dwarves? And so all this really is just the 7 dwarves. Again, I said I was just going to finish the game. But once you realize that, yeah, you didn't need me to say it. Oh, man. Hopefully, I get cleared up pretty soon. Grant Jarvis, as your Gnostic, I expect you to say that. Grant, you're funny. Oh, man. At least I can have a good laugh here, right? And the important stuff, I'm serious. You know what the important stuff is. Once you know the truth, it's like, I don't. The only reason I guess I'm here. I mean, that I'm doing this is just to show you that there's someone else. You're not alone, and that helps. But as far as it goes, it's like there's really nothing I can teach at this point. You taught yourself. You figured it out. Same way I did. You just came from a different place, a different way of getting to that point. Mine was ayahuasca. The 3 ayahuasca sessions. Learning the lessons. Oh, man, I gotta blow my nose. I'm gonna hide for a little sec. I'm gonna move over right here. Hide for a little second so I could blow my nose. I think I could do... No. Let me go back. And then I'm gonna do this. Alright, hopefully I don't have snot on my mustache. Whew. Grant Jarvis. Oh, man. Thank you very much, Grant. Doing okay, Abon. Thanks. I'm glad you guys are around. I'm glad you guys are going through your own journey, and or you've been through it. And that I'm not alone, and that you're not alone, and that there are people who are getting close to the end of their journey and realizing a couple things, and then at that point we're all pretty much like, you know what, let's do something. And because what in the end, what does it matter? We figured it out. We know what really matters. We know what we shouldn't do. But we know what we can do because we know what we shouldn't do, and we're not going to do that. So therefore, let's do this. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be funny. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. And I don't know. The beauty of it is we don't know because we're here not to know. But we've seen glimpses. We've got feelings, gut instincts, things that we just don't understand. If it was understandable, someone would have figured it out in like these hundreds, if not thousands of years, right? We're people who we look up to and we've listened to and we followed, and we like, this person sounds like he understands stuff. It's like what's his name that I have been listening to in the past for a while. I wish I could find out who it was. I'll go back to the let's see. What was his name? Sorry if I'm right now. I'm kind of rambling on because I'm kind of done with the segment. If people want to join in, please join in. I'm trying to find out who that person was that I've been listening to so I could kind of regurgitate some of his stuff. And man, oh, it's in I still got one of his quotes in my Power Director one of my Power Director saved projects. So let me see if I still have it. Alan Watts. I didn't even need to open it. It just dawned on me. So Alan Watts, he was doing this story of people who are seeking enlightenment. He says it in a different way, but the gist of the story is someone's searching for enlightenment, so he goes to all these people saying, you sound like you know what enlightenment is and you've attained enlightenment. Can you show me how to attain enlightenment? Well, that person could say anything because the person asking for enlightenment doesn't know what enlightenment is. I mean, it's the person who's who they think is enlightened says, well, I'll teach you how to be enlightened. And when you're enlightened, you will know what it's like to be enlightened because this is what I'm telling you, what enlightenment feels like. Hi, Kelly Lane. How's it going? I saw your live stream today. That's good. I like that you're still finding people to do interviews with. And even though no one watches it at that moment, or you get a low number, at least it's out there where people are looking for information on a candidate because no one else is really doing that. Right, Kelly? So I like that. So keep on going. Anyways, the whole Alan Watts thing. So, I mean, can you just think about that? You're searching for enlightenment. So you're asking people who you think have reached enlightenment, how to become enlightened. You got no idea if they've reached enlightenment or not because you got no idea what enlightenment is. You just have a perception of it. And so, and you don't know if they're really enlightened because how are you going to verify that? You just have another assumption that they are enlightened. And therefore, you do whatever they say because you're hoping you reach enlightenment, but you got no idea what enlightenment is. You got no idea how to get there. You got no idea how they got there. That's what you're asking them. And so it's this whole thing is like, if someone came to me and asked me, they asked me, hey, Ebon, how do you reach enlightenment? I go like, dude, I don't know. But I'll say, take ayahuasca. That's gonna open some doors, and then we'll compare notes. So that would be like the true answer, right? But then, if I really wanted to ruin someone's like material wealth or something like that, or their life, is like, yeah, I know what enlightenment is here. Now, it's not very cheap because it costs a lot of material wealth to alchemically change the material into spiritual, and therefore that's how you attain enlightenment. So in order for that to happen, you have to slowly release your material belongings, and I will transform them into spiritual. See, there's just so many ways you can just get people snickered, whatever it is. So, but yeah, the honest answer is I got no idea. If I knew, I would be there. And if it was that easy, man, I think a lot of people would have figured it out and told people anyway. The most I could do is just tell you how to get to the point where I am, and I need to figure out how to get to the next part. Oh man, it's crazy. But in order to do that, you really need to talk to other people. And you also have to trust people. But it's like, once you trust the wrong person, it's like, oh man. It's like, I used to work with infant monkeys when I was in college. That's why I got out of college. I couldn't stand that they're just going to die in all these experiments because I just loved them. But so one of the things we would do these assessments and how their cognitive abilities are day to day. Like we would just put a grape which they liked into one of two little jars, and we would cover them up and we'd see which ones they picked. And some of the monkeys, they're so motivated by the grape, they would just always pick one or the other, right? But then we would have these things where we just moved it around. So it's like they see it go into a hole, covered it up, and they pick the other one, and you see the monkey go, oh. It's like, oh, I knew that one. I knew I picked the wrong one. Oh, that always cracked me up. So it's like that. It's like, well, like whoever gets fooled into giving all their money, whether it's Harold Camping or some other mystic, and they give away all their material stuff, and they're like, oh, I got fooled. It's like, yeah. So it's at that point it's like, well, well, at least you can't fall for that again, right? I hope not. And here's the thing I never got about the rapture. People who are religious. I mean, if you're religious and you're following that doctrine, why do you care about the rapture? You're already saved, aren't you? So why are you so excited for the rapture to happen? It's like, if you just die, you're already saved. So, or even if you don't die, you should be already saved within that religion. So why are you even afraid of the rapture? Or why are you hoping the rapture comes and all this other stuff? It's like, logically, I don't get what you're scared or excited about. I mean, if you're already on that path, you're on that path. So what? Just yeah. So how's it going? Say they say. It's weird seeing some new faces around here. Anyways, these are the things that just keep me entertained. It's sad. It is sad. I'm sorry. It is sad. I laugh at all the sad stuff and the horrible stuff and the boring stuff. Is like my wife always says. It's like I make a joke and I keep making jokes and I keep doing all these things and she just laughs and I go, "Why are you laughing?" She goes, "That's the only thing I can do." So she's got a point there. So yeah, I just laugh. Just gotta just enjoy it while it lasts until you don't enjoy it, and then hopefully you can find that joy again. And then some weird stuff happens and you don't know what it is. You want to find other people who've experienced it. You don't know if they're legit or not. You want to talk with them. They'll say, "Yeah, I'll talk with you." They don't talk with you. It's like, what's going on? Am I saying something wrong? Yeah, most likely. So maybe they don't want to be associated with someone who might figure them out or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they don't like the things I say about other people, even though the things I say about other people are just the truth. It's not like I'm smearing them with lies or ad hominems. I'm backing it up, and I've got nothing against them. I just don't want to be associated with them, do stuff with them, things like that. I just know what they are. It's like, why? I already know you're a liar, and you call me names, and you do things to hurt and deceive. So, what exactly do I want to do with you? Probably nothing. Okay, but I'm not gonna exact the same thing towards them. Just gonna lay out the truth, show people what happened, and move on. And that's fine. Some people get stuck. I used to get stuck. I used to be one of those people who's like, "Oh, it's on. It's war. I'm never gonna let this go." Right? Now it's like, whatever. It's beneath me, really. Beneath everyone, actually. It's like, let them have their thing. What I experienced in my second and third ayahuasca experience was like, at that point, you're gonna be like, I don't know if I don't know if you're able to witness it or not, but if you do, it's almost like people imagine being as powerful as you can be physically or whatever. You're a superhero and you just had to hold on to yourself or you'd vibrate away. So every second of every minute of every hour of every day of every week of every month of every year of every decade of every century, however long that lasts, until you don't hold on to yourself, you're just gone. You vibrate away into nothingness. And that's what I call torture. And you're hoping for it to stop, you're wishing for it to stop. It won't ever stop. The only way it can stop is for others to save you. They'll hold it for you because they'll just I don't know whether it's just a harmonic resonance with others or something like that prevents you from vibrating away, so you don't even have to have any power to prevent yourself from vibrating away. So therefore how you are with others and where others can be your constant to prevent you from just vibrating away is important. So the connections that you make on this plane is important. You should be going out trying to find others, trying to do well with others until you get to a point where you've just wronged everybody and you look to them in the end and they're like, sorry, I know what you did. I ain't gonna do nothing. And they can't do anything back because at that point, all their powers is vested into keeping themselves together. So it's not like the moment that they stop concentrating on that, they're gone. I mean, I can't think of any torture that's worse than that. It was as though if you focus too much on keeping yourself together, it's like your muscles would lock up. You know, when you have like Charlie horse or one of those things, a cramp. It's like you've got a cramp and then you realize you got to loosen up, but the more you loosen up, the more you're vibrating away. So you're in between that stage of you can't quite get a cramp or you're gonna fail, or you can't quite not have a cramp or you're gonna fail. You get that physical torture, you get that psychological torture, and it's every second of every minute of every hour of every day of every week, every month. It was that teaches you. If anything teaches you, that type of death teaches you. And so that lesson is learned. I mean, after that second ayahuasca experience, like after the first ayahuasca experience, it's like, oh man, I can't wait till I go back. I can't wait to try the second one. Second one comes, it's like, oh man, I don't know if I ever want to do it again. And then so brave enough to do it again. Third one comes, and it's like, oh, the most spectacular. I couldn't even call it a fireworks show. It surpasses fireworks show. It's the most spectacular visual display you can ever grasp, and it's not just visual, it's auditory. It's not just auditory, it's just like a feeling, like a tingling sensation all over your body, but it just reverberates all through your mind and your feelings, and it's just weird. It's just like, just imagine just the most pleasant tingling sensation just reverberate through your entire existence, and then you experience everything in its illusionary glory. But then when you realize all that stuff is a distraction and you just focus on what really matters, it's the most unfiltered feeling of love you could ever experience. And with that, what else is like? What else could you want? You know, I mean, that right there is still attainable here, which is the amazing part. All of this is attainable here in this material illusion. Granted, you probably should kind of just remind yourself that there are these distractions out there, and just make sure that you understand what really matters. And all that stuff is here, and you can experience it. And I think most people do, and just keep that with you, and just don't forget, and just really try not to do wrong. And there's more theories as I progress. Like, I've got this theory, which I have no proof. It's just one of these things that have been following me with the synchronicities and stuff like that, and with like just the history and the movies and the Gnosticism type of stuff, all of this stuff. Like daddy issues is one of it. It's like most people who are going through this. Hold on, let me clear my nose, and give me a second here. I think I could do this on the other spot, but I know this is the sure easiest way to do it. Okay, again, hopefully I got no bookers on my mustache. I should probably shave sometime soon. Nathan Fowler interviewing Matt Powerland. I don't know. I'm not sure about that guy. He did a video which I saw 2 live streams of, with Julian Assange sneaking out of something, and all I see him do is play music with his band. It's like, what's going on with that? Grant Jarvis, your logic about Rapture is good. My belief is no one knows the hour or day, so I don't worry about it. People who claim to know Jesus said not to listen, so I don't. Good. Oh yeah, so the idea of daddy issues, people who have had a bad growing up experience, or a father that wasn't there for them, father that left them. Not necessarily their fault, just the father wants to do what the father wants to do. Isn't really a good husband, isn't a really good father. You know, maybe you weren't the best son, but it's like, well, you didn't really have much of a father, so how can you really be a good son? Just father did wrong type of stuff. And it's like, I'm wondering, you know, majority of the people who've started getting on their path to maybe whatever it is that I'm on the path to, that they probably had the same experience. It's all, I just wonder. I can't really get to talking with a lot of people because no one really wants to talk, even though you're free to. It's easy. In the description box, it's all there. So, but the problem with that, excuse me, still got phlegm issues. The problem with that is, well, I've got a brother, so why isn't my brother going through the same thing as me, since he went through the same daddy issues? So, you know, logically, it doesn't really follow suit that can be a thing. So therefore, I just still call it a theory, non-testable theory. Really, all I can get is anecdotes from other people. Can't cross Antarctica. How's it going? There are signs, though, like the Sanhedrin being built in Jerusalem this year, but yes, as in the Bible, nobody knows the hour. But yeah, again, in the end, does it really matter? I mean, if you're on the right path, you're on the right path. Whether the world ends or doesn't, whether you die the next day or you don't, if you're on the right path, you're on the right path. So what have you got to worry? What have you got to fear? You know, and when people who are questioning whether they are on the right path or not, well, that's a good thing too. Because if you question, you're gonna, and if you're honest with yourself, you're gonna just realize, well, I don't really know. How do I know? And we got the whole conundrum again. We're gonna go find a mystic, a pastor, or whatever, to ask, how do I become saved? How do I become enlightened? How do I blah blah blah? You don't know. You don't know what it's like. You don't know if they know what it's like. You don't know how they got there. You're just, again, assuming, and they're going to tell you stuff, and you're going to be like, okay, I guess that's how you get saved, so I'll do it. It goes back to a big circle. And, I always wonder, it's never meant to be easy, because then someone just tells people and saying, oh, it's easy, you just do this. And everything would be good then, right? But not quite. It doesn't have to be belief. It doesn't. Belief is how you get out of truth. Truth is where you get in to understand, and then you don't need to believe, you just know. I, for example, know I don't believe, but I don't know how I know, and I don't know how I know what I know is the truth. But I act and I behave based on the experiences where I experienced what I perceive to be the truth. And so far, I guess it's made me happy. It's made me fearless, almost. I don't know. I haven't met something I feared yet so far since I've become fearless. So I don't know if I'm fearless yet. I'm just more brave, I guess. I'm more reserved in... Sorry. Yeah. I'm more reserved in being aggressive. I mean, I've always been passive aggressive, but I'm more hesitant to push back, and fighting anger with anger. But there's this little medium, not a medium, I don't know what you would call it, where there's a time when there's a certain push, and I know exactly when to push back. And I can't explain it. I mean, all I can say is experience the ayahuasca experiences when and if you can. Learn from it. Learn the lessons. 3 is probably the most you'll ever need. And when you're done, compare notes with me, because I want to know the similarities. Usually the first one is similarity. I don't know. And just like, how do we get this out to people? Do they just have to try it and they have their own things? Somewhat. I think the problem is, I think the Bible gets convoluted. Why does it have to be so complicated when it's just like there you said, it's just almost they made it kind of simple, right? Almost do unto others as you would have others do unto you, type of thing. I mean, it's simple. So why do you need like a big tomb of millions of words? Excuse me. So, I mean, if it could is put into one quote, that would have been good. All right, so let me blow my nose again. It's just horrible. Let's see. Hide the Zoom meeting and mute the mic. All right. It's weird how much your body can just excrete snot. It's weird. Hi, Love Vibes. How's it going? Someone from D Live actually around. Awesome. Sometimes it's so quiet on the D Live front. But yeah, it's like I don't like to. Like, the message is so clear and so simple. If I just put into words, like, it's just say, just love everybody, don't do any wrong. But people don't know what the wrong is. And also, what do you do with people who hate you? What do you do with people who are going to cause harm to you? And the Bible, in a way, subverts what you're actually supposed to do when you're supposed to meet it's almost as though imagine you got this game, you got the shield in front of you. It's an invisible shield. People can penetrate that shield. When they're getting to penetrate that shield, that was a boundary they shouldn't have crossed. And if they go through someone's shield, they'll go through other people's shield. So what you need to do is pretty much, you're supposed to end them. I know it sounds really harsh. You're just supposed to end them, because that's that violation of sovereignty, I guess. And that hasn't been happening. That's usually because of certain doctrines and things like that, which we've allowed those violators to thrive. And we were put here with some semblance of control and protection. I guess you could say that. So yeah, you're supposed to love everyone, not cross that shield, the boundary. And we're supposed to hold that order. And so it's a weird thing. It's almost as though I don't know. I need more guidance on this because I don't know. It's like, where can I show you? Like, when I talk a lot about all these things that I do, whether it's someone says this, they're hypocrites. Someone says this, where's the evidence? Someone says this, can we verify it? And I take people through. That's why I do it live, and I actually show them all the websites in real time, so they know I'm not editing anything. I'm not faking anything. It's there. They can verify it. Links are in the description box where it's needed, and all this other stuff. And then I talk about all this metaphysical, spiritual stuff, and it's like, oh, I can't prove to you anything. Why do I even say anything? All I could do is say, this is kind of what I experienced, and I can't say it's a belief because I've experienced it. I mean, I can still go back throughout written history and talk about Heraclitus and Pythagoras and where it all leads towards globe Earth and the scientism and mystery schools and all this other stuff. That I can just, yeah, that's just all that's been written down. All of that's passed off as history. All of that has been passed off as, yeah, verifiable. I'm just reporting all that and just showing people that's what history shows. So that's all I can do. And then I have these I don't know. The ayahuasca experience is one. Then what I call waking dreams. I don't know if they're part of it or something related. But it's like someone's sending me information which I should have no reason to have that information, yet I seek to figure it out, and then now it's like, now is that just me? Then it gets to all these psychologists that I'm going back to. It's like, is that just my thoughts? Is that consciousness? How do thoughts occur? Do I think about the thoughts where I have no idea why I thought of that, and I have no idea how I could think of something like that? Like people who think of sci-fi stuff and fantasy stuff. It's like, how did that get in their brains? How did that get in their thoughts? How did that work? Did they think of that, or did something put their thoughts in their minds where they figured it out and related to everybody else? Those types of things. So, and it gets really trippy and weird. And then you get all these synchronicities that you experience, all these signs that you witness, and then all these weird feelings, I guess, where it's like, it's like, why is this happening like it is, when logic would dictate that probably wouldn't normally happen this way, and it does. And I just need to step back and just I just need to step back. I got no idea what's going on. And then I don't have to, and I just go and look around. Is like, anyone else experience this? Anyone else talk about this type of stuff? So I go and I investigate, and usually all that stuff I research, I try to reveal out to everyone else. Is like, hey, this is what I found. This kind of relates to my experiences and what I'm going through, and maybe that helps you. Maybe it doesn't. It's exhausting, but it feels worthwhile to do. And at this point, it's like I've crossed the Rubicon and I came back. And it's like, well, can I cross back? Do I want to cross back? Do I want to stay here? If I stay here, what happens? What happens if I cross again? It's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but right now I made my decision to stay on this side. So I don't know what's going to happen. And maybe I could know what could happen, or what's going to happen, or what is happening, but I decide not to. So therefore, I'm no good to you in going further towards whatever I was probably going to. Instead, I'm here doing what I'm doing now. To what point, I have no idea yet. I have an inkling, but that's it. Things could only be so easy, I guess. Interesting stuff. See, that's what I don't get. Right? I still call you Grant Jarvis anonymous. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your name is. I mean, you got a lot of good information. It's like, why don't you make any videos? So, I just wonder about that stuff. But I'll take it for what it is, and I'm okay with that. So let's see. It's an hour 21, 109. I've been blowing my nose quite frequently. At least you guys don't have to hear it and see it. So I think I'll probably call it a night. There's a lot of stuff that I could talk about, but then it'd just be me talking about it with nothing to show for it. So there's really no point in that. And this is kind of where I see Gnostics in the past, or just other people in the past, people who were very much into art, to articulate just kind of the experience that one experiences, which is not materially natural. I don't know what you would call it. Experience the metaphysical, I guess. Yeah. You don't have to. You don't have to do that. You don't owe me nothing. We'll just leave it at that. All right, and Nathan fella, yeah, sure. I mean, if Matt Powerland's up for it, I mean, there's a lot of people I would love to talk to, and unfortunately, that's just a one way thing. There have been people who have engaged with conversation with me, whether or not we agree on things or not. I think in the end we understand a truth in our own way. However we got to it, that really didn't matter. And sometimes I have to remind myself, you can find the truth in lies. You can find the truth in misdirection. You can find the truth anywhere. So it really doesn't matter if it's the Bible, or if it's in some government document, or if it's in some pedophile's diary or whatever. The truth is the truth. And sometimes I just have to just let go of the way I would rather have people find it, right? And it is hard. I don't know what to call that. I don't know if it's a ego thing. I hope not, because I just don't want people to be deceived in thinking. Sorry, I don't want people to be deceived in believing the lie rather than the truth, but to hopefully get them towards the truth and not believing in the lie type of thing. But I think I have to give people the leeway a little bit, because not everyone's going to find the truth the same way. Not everyone's going to find the path towards where they should be headed the same way. There's a reason why we all have such different types of lives, and that we've even gotten to a point where some of us found each other and are engaging with each other and hearing just thoughts or motivations towards each other is just tremendous. It makes it feel as though the world is small, right? You get that saying, it's such a small world, isn't it? If it's in a really large world, that it's really feels like a very small world, that is incredible. If it is a really small world, then that's a different story. But either way, it's incredible because it feels like a big one. It's anyways, it's hard not to be amazed at some of the things that go on, right? Whether it's the outside, whether it's just local, whether it's somewhere in someone's basement, or in your basement, or living room, or your small room, kitchen, what have you. It's just amazing how things have gotten to where they are, and how we keep going. Why? It's like, yeah, why is it so hard to just give up? I mean, you would think giving up would be really easy. You just give up once, you're done. Nope. We're gonna keep going because that's just what we do, and that's why things are amazing, because we keep going. Anyways, again, thank you everyone for stopping by and saying hi, and I hope things go great for you tonight, every night, and you understand that, and you don't ever have to be alone. That's it. I would say my usual saying that I've been saying lately, but I think I'll stop with that thing. It's getting monotonous. All right, good night everybody.